This is Fox News at 9.
I think we all should be concerned. What we are seeing in other countries could come here.
The warning is out. Homegrown terrorism, a real threat for Texas. Tonight we travel 550 miles west to El Paso to hear firsthand how a national-level intelligence center is protecting us here at home. It's called the El Paso Intelligence Center, otherwise known as EPIC. I got exclusive access inside to interview its director for the very first time about how intelligence gathering at EPIC thwarts criminal activity, including terrorism, the homegrown kind. Homegrown terrorism.
When we get the baby, we can come and find you, all right?
These are the faces of Americans behind some of the most deadly acts of violence this country has ever seen. Targets in San Antonio could be next.
When you look at the number of military bases, when you look at the cybersecurity infrastructure here in San Antonio, whether it's the 24th or 25th Air Force or NSA Texas, there are a lot of potential targets.
This year alone, several people with ties to our area have been linked by authorities to terrorist activity. The FBI spoke out after a former cab driver and Somali citizen's 15-year sentence.
I think what could be frightening to most people is that this individual was in the United States legally, was gainfully employed, lived here in San Antonio, interacted with citizens every day, and yet he still felt in his heart that he needed to send money to support terrorism overseas.
U.S. Congressman William Hurd says homegrown terrorism is a real threat for Texas, especially with our close proximity to the border.
That is what is dangerous, because this could pop out from anywhere.
The San Antonio native believes terror groups like ISIS
The fighting has just begun.
Are using the internet in unprecedented ways to recruit Westerners to do harm.
You may have some young folks or some people that are living here in the United States that get inspired and see that message.
But this former CIA undercover agent also knows there's a tremendous amount of intelligence resource gathering going on behind the scenes to try and keep local law enforcement one step ahead. Just east of the mountains here on one of the largest military bases in the U.S. at Fort Bliss sits the El Paso Intelligence Center. It's here where I get one-of-a-kind exclusive access inside EPIC. The 90,000 square foot, highly protected Department of Justice facility is a national-level intelligence center for the entire Western Hemisphere. It's staffed by more than 24 interagency partners like the DEA, the FBI, and Texas DPS, who collectively work together to fill intelligence gaps. Timothy Jennings is in charge.
How we keep San Antonio safe and the rest of this country safe is ensuring that our information that we develop and the intel we put together is timely, accurate, and addresses the needs of law enforcement.
EPIC averages 200,000 queries every year into its 24-hour watch operations center. Jennings says it's just one area that provides tactical, real-time intel to law enforcement on the ground.
By making one call instead of having to call 10 different entities for some of the data that we have here. Heads of agencies, the Sheriff of Bexar County can address resources and manpower to address criminal activity in his or her area.
It's a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game.
The folks that are tasked with protecting us are making sure that they're sharing everything they possibly can in order to make sure we're protected.
This congressman thinks we can win. Now, due to national security concerns, Jennings could not talk about specific operations or allow us to record video in most of the spots. While largely kept secret for the public over the last 4 decades, the facility continues to expand. Another 20,000 square feet will be added soon. Jennings says intelligence gathering there is always evolving to stay one step ahead of criminals, including terrorists. Do you feel enough is being done to prevent homegrown terrorism? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this important topic. To chat with me or to share a story idea anytime online, just search Ryan Wolf. I'm on Facebook.